into the future. What's in the dream? I can't let her die. You married me?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Promise me you're not gonna go back.
You know how it feels to not be able to provide.
I can move things without touching them. I just want it gone.
This is a game changer.
I don't think you should be using your powers for personal gain. These powers are a part of us.
Sis, you protected me like you always do.
There's people in this world of superpowers.
If you can save her, you need all four. If one dies, she dies.
Find them. If the five of us are together, we can stop this.
You're asking for too much.
Hey, you're not listening to me.
I can't leave you.
It's a matter of life and death.
Just think about all the lives that you could save.
The only life I'm trying to save is yours. I can't let her die.
Take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi, take off the money phone, take off the car loan, take off the flex and the white loss, take off the jewelry, I'ma take 3 steps, then I'm taking off top off, take off the fairy cake streams and the microwave memes, it's a real world outside, take off your idols, take off the runway, take off the Cairo, take off the Sandro, pay 5-day stay, take off for the meal, hella fire, take off the fuck flag, take off perception, take off the cop with the iPad. Take off the allure, take off the unsure, take off decisions I mad. Take off the fake deep, take off the fake woke, take off the I'm broke, I care. Take off the gossip, take off the new logic, if I'm rich, I'm real. Take off the shit mill, take off the dojo, take off the broken bag. Take all that designer bullshit off and what do you have?
You ugly as you out of pocket. 2 ATMs, you stepping to what? You out of pocket. Who you think they talk about us? Who you think they carry up for us? The word in the panic.
Hey. Hello. How is everybody doing? Welcome to this good old Supacell Live. Hopefully everybody who is here has seen the series. It was a real quick watch situation with the 6 episodes. But if you have not seen the series, hopefully this will get you interested to go and check it out. Now, of course, I am not simply here by myself. I am also here with my guest backstage. We are streaming on all 4 of our platforms. So if you could like, share, subscribe, like again, comment in that chat, that would be absolutely awesome. As usual, we have a lot to get to, so if you want your comment highlighted, recognized, and read, attach $1 to it and keep it cute. Not at all want to waste any time. I'm gonna bring my boy out first because I feel like he ain't been here in a minute. He has not been here for a minute, and I am always happy to have him coming to the stage. Jay is in the back of the VKJ TV. Hello, Jay.
I missed you. Oh, it's been a while. My friend, my partner in crime, my raising Canaan partner. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I'm happy that you were checking out the show. What did you think about the show?
Overall, I really liked the show. You know, this was Teen Titans Go meets Top Boy meets Power. You know, and Black Lightning. And Black Lightning, because I love Black Lightning, you know, so I really liked it. And they better give us a season 2 because this, to me, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, it was. That's definitely what I said. I said, this is very Top Boy, Black Lightning. If nobody has seen Top Boy, please check it out because I think you'll really get the reference. But with the location and the theme of superpowers, it's very much so giving that. Now we also have the usuals backstage, the usual suspects. Yeah. Always here to give really good takes and really sweet opinions. Ashley is in the back. What did you think about this show? Hello, Ashley.
Hey, y'all. Girl, you know I was the one who wanted to watch this, and I adored it. I absolutely loved it. It was so melanated. It was so much for the culture. I loved how they took something that's debilitating and disproportionately affects the Black community and flipped it on its ear and said, no, we're going to make your one of your biggest issues one of your greatest possible powers, right? Absolutely love that. It was empowering. It was a great show. I only have a couple critiques, but they are minor. I'm ready for season 2, and they better give us at least 8 episodes next season.
Well, you know, I got some minor critiques. So you know, we gotta go through them first. I can't be 100% if I don't do that. Last but not least, Kay Blott is in the house in the back with them books because she read them. Kay, what did you think about this show?
Muted.
Hold on. It's muted, Kay.
Okay. So I'll be trying to mute myself so I don't make noise. It's interesting when Jay said Black Lightning, because that's the word that came to mind when I was trying to explain to people why they need to watch this show. Because I'm just like, Black people, superpowers, and I don't know, they'll be thinking like sci-fi fantasy. If you like Black Lightning, you can watch the show. And they're like, oh, okay. So yeah, it was giving a little bit of Black Lightning. It was giving me some Static Shock vibes. Also, not sure if y'all seen that, but it put me in the mind of that too. But I love this show.
Of course, you would think with we see ourselves in such a lack of capacity in the superhero space. I would think this show would be plastered everywhere with everyone. It's just kind of a happenstance of, I think this is one of those shows like, okay, if it's number 1 on Netflix, we're going to check it out. But I think people should be checking it out either way, because how often do we get to be superheroes? It's not a whole lot. It's not a whole lot. But let's go ahead and read some of these super chats. I saw a super chat or one. Make sure I don't miss it, because y'all know I'm good for missing something. Y'all be mad at me. Demarcus Vaughn is in the house with the $2. Congratulations on 3K subs. My sweet perspective. Go, Ashley.
Where's your buttons at?
Hit the buttons.
I know. Go ahead.
Y'all know y'all got to stop.
There you go.
There we go. Yes.
I got it. So proud.
Jay got the choir claps. He got the choir.
It's slow. It was like,
yeah. Attaboy. Shout out to Ashley. How does it feel to hit 3K so quickly at that?
It feels amazing. I feel super, super blessed. Everybody who's come in support of the channel has been amazing. And I'm just grateful, y'all. I'm humbled and I'm grateful, because it's not easy out here in these YouTube streets. It ain't easy.
Man, this ain't the live for that. It's not, y'all. Keep on engaging and keep on supporting everybody here on this stream. Now let's get on into all things Supercell. Like we got some things to discuss. Now this here, I wanted to do this first, just in case anybody wasn't aware of who created, directed, and produced. It was all by the same person, a Mr. Rapman, who is a rapper himself. He is, a director, producer, writer, all those things first, but he is mostly known for rapping, and this is his transition into film. I put check out Blue Story because that is the first thing a few years back that I ever saw from him, and I was like, oh, this is a pretty good movie, and I was really excited to see what he was doing with this show. Ashley, I'm gonna come to you first. How do you feel he executed? Because he doesn't have a lot of projects under his belt. This is like really his, not first jump out the gate, but major one.
Yeah, no, I was completely pleasantly surprised, because we know sometimes with people's freshman, I guess, projects, they can either falter or they can skyrocket. And I think this was really sound. I think he told a great story. And of course, I had to stalk him. I was all on this man's Instagram watching lives from 200 weeks ago just to try to see who this man was. Yes, because I'm nosy. And I had to know who was the brain behind this. But I loved how he corralled this project and really put his heart in it. You can tell this was a labor of love. They didn't skimp. And from what I hear from the Londoners, right, it was somewhat accurate to South London, right? For some people's experience there in South London. So I thought it was great, Rapman. I think he did a great job.
He came to Taser. I saw a whole lot of realism over there. Jay, how do you feel about Ratman and how he did with this project?
Well, in South London, we would call him Ratman. You know, it was Ratman. That's how you would say it, Ratman. But Ratman, he absolutely was very meticulous with this, like each and every aspect, from the sickle cell to who had what power to how these powers really affected them in their relationship with their, siblings and with everyone they had a relationship with. It was very meticulous. But again, like, I know he had to have studied. If not, he might have been down with the Black Lightning project, because it was very similar as far as the lab, as far as them experimenting with the blood and everything else like that. So yeah, he did a great job. I really like it.
Absolutely. Bree, thank you so much for the $2. Don't spend this one. I swear I won't. I'm gonna save it to the end of all days. Thank you so much, Bree. I will take my time with that $2. It's hot out here, and we appreciate every single donation. Donations in my Dr. Uma voice. Thank you. Kay, how do you feel about Rotman? Rotman? How you say it, Jay?
Rotman.
Yeah. How do you feel he did, Kay?
I think that this was a really, really bold move, and it really paid off. And I'm not sure how we're supporting it in America, but I really hope London is like going in for this. Like, I really hope that they're turning up numbers and showing out for this, because this was a really, really bold move to do something like this. And I just want to say, like, it paid off for me. And I wish that more directors and writers and creators would like step outside that box and be a little bit more creative like this, because this is the kind of stuff I want to see.
Absolutely. But y'all know it wouldn't be me if I didn't of course, jump off with the minor issues. I'm glad Ashley said minor, because that's what I had in mind too, thinking of the shortcomings with the series. Speaking of short, we got 6 episodes. Boy, as soon as you got into it, it went off. As soon as it got going and you got real invested and set up in that chair, like, all right, we cooking with hot grease. It went off. I typically expect for the shorter series to be at least 8 episodes, because that's normally what we get. So 6 was, it left a whole lot to be desired, but that's a good thing. He's like, I'm gonna keep y'all one more. I bet y'all come back next time. I bet y'all come back in abundance. The pacing. Some of the pacing was a little slow for me. I thought we would get our gang together a little quicker than we did. And as far as our villainous side, like, child, how much surveillance y'all need? How many times we gonna click these cameras before we go do what we need to do? We already know where this was going. Let's get it rolling. The target audience. Now, speaking of Black Lightning, I was like, all right, this is giving, WB, CW, TV vibes. But it has undertones that it is for a much older audience. We do get off into the violence more. We do have, some sexual things happening. And I was like, oh, I really thought that this was going to be like a family affair. And I was like, oh, close your eyes. I didn't read. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't read, but it was really giving me family. Because, heroes, Black heroes, children. I just knew that this was like, oh, everybody gather around the TV. We all about to watch Black Lightning. They said, no. This is not for them. There is a predictable quality to some of the writing and just what to expect, because I think we know we've been here and done this with this particular genre before, especially when we get into something like Black Lightning. But that's to be expected. That's me being nitpicky. I did also feel like we had one too many characters. We met all the gang and they brother them and everybody, and we followed them a little bit more than I cared to when I really wanted to focus on our main characters. Kay, I'm going to come to you first. Did you find any of these issues to be valid, and what were your own issues if you had some?
Yeah, I didn't like that it was short, which, I mean, that's kind of like how things are these days. You get 6 to 10, if we're lucky, episodes of anything. So I kind of hate that about television these days. With, when the pandemic happened and then a writer strike, everybody just said, we don't want to write anything past 10. Here you go. So of course the story has to be condensed a little bit. I'm glad that they show different versions of Black people in the series. Although I like the street level grunginess of it, like the Luke Cage Defenders aspect of it. But I also like that You know, one was you just a regular guy. I'm just like a delivery person. We got a nurse in the mix of it. So I love that it showed that wide range and variety.
Mhm.
I feel like I kind of did want to see their family a little bit, because so often when we watch things, it's one black character and they don't have a family. They're there to
Mhm.
serve you know, the whites in the series. So we don't get to see mom and grandma and sister and fiance and stuff. They're just like, we're there, and then when they're not around, it's like they don't exist and they pop back up. We're like, you know, nobody even asks, how's your mama doing, or nothing like that. And so, I mean, we could have had a little less of their family, but I'm really glad that we got to see that everybody does have a family.
Yes. Thank you, Kay. Ashley?
Yeah, definitely too short. Again, I want at least 8 episodes, but I get funding for projects, especially Black projects in these spaces. That finances are definitely a thing, right? My qualm was I needed more backstory, and I needed a little bit more depth, right? When we meet Taser's mom in the very first episode running through, I'm like, who is this woman? Other than the little side conversations, I would have wished we would have got like a flashback montage of what happened, how her powers were identified, her journey entering into the program or whatever it was. I would have liked some characters fleshed out more, and some I would have wanted just to see erased. I didn't need
Yeah.
all the gangland situation, not to the extent that we got it, because it was multiple episodes of like gang fights, and I was like, all right, one was enough for me. As stability, you're right. But I think sometimes with superheroes that can kind of come with the territory. So it wasn't like a deal breaker for me. But I do hope in season 2 that they play with the story a little bit more, have a little
Yeah.
bit more fun with it. Yeah.
Jay?
All right. I guess I'm going to have to go against the grain here because I didn't think it was too short. I actually thought it was long enough, and that Ratman, what he was doing was he was holding back a couple of things. He was giving us little morsels, setting us up, right? And then said, okay, at the end, we're going to present everybody, and then we're going to get you into season 2. The pacing, I do agree with. Here and there, it's like, okay, man, what are we here for? Oh, for you to turn invisible? Okay, let's get to that. Let's get to that. Let's get to all your powers, you know? Predictable here and there. A lot of characters, yeah. That when they corner Taser, that was really fly, but a lot of those guys we didn't really need to know. You know, like there was a lot of different things going on, but overall I loved it. I didn't have that many issues, but yes, there were minor issues.
Yeah, okay. I can deal with that. Like Jay said, a little more, put a little chocolate on your tongue and walk away. You gotta come back. You get with me. I like that aspect. But I was like, oh, I'm just really sitting up, and I was like, that's it, because you go in like, oh, 6 episodes, but when you get invested into the show, it's like, oh, it was only 6 episodes. Sickle cell as a superpower. We get into a whole lot here in this show. We have healthcare in hospitals, experimentations in captivity, and the sickle cell trait overall, just as far as the history of Black people. Now, watching these type of shows, whether it's this or something like Black Lightning, when we get into labs and testing, you go all the way back to, historical thoughts of the, Tuskegee experiment, just all type of past situations where Black people were used as test subjects. So, taking all of that away and just the fear or the stigma that comes with how we're treated as far as healthcare and hospitals and just all of those horrible things, I was really surprised to see us kind of try to take back the stigma around sickle cell, because that is ours. That that really that belongs with us, and it's always had a negative thing. We know what it comes with. It's crazy that we're talking about this show. It's only 4 of us here, and I can't speak for anybody else, but I have sickle cell, and it's like it goes to show like how many people it hits, because it's just 4 of us here, and I just happen to be one of them. So I was really excited here to be like, oh, that's a super. I was like, oh, I'm gonna wake up and my eyes gonna be glowing, and I'm gonna be it's gonna go down. I'm gonna turned into a whole super powered up hero in this piece. So I was really happy to see that, and I thought it was a nice way to take something so negative and that can be so painful and harmful and sometimes mean absolute death for people and switch it around to be a superpower. Ashley, I'm going to come to you first. How did you feel about all of those notations happening in the show? Yeah, she muted. Look at her muted. Oh,
girl, because I be running my mouth. Y'all know that. But no, I loved it. And I also loved how we saw Sabrina, who was actually a nurse, right? Treating patients actively, while other members, Michael, his mother, would often have crisis, right? I loved seeing both sides of the coin, right? The thing, in the mother, I think there's a scene where Michael and his mom, and they're talking to who we meet later on to be nefarious, right? Oh no, my baby's blessed. He didn't get it. He doesn't have anything. He is fine. You know what I mean? While we see her later on in the series struggling in a crisis, and there's nothing he can do. So even with all his superpowers, when it came down to that situation, his mom having a sickle cell crisis, there was nothing he could do. I loved seeing that. I love seeing that raw emotion. I liked them being able to kind of see from both sides of it. And I am a big person of taking back, the negative connotations around things, right? And so I loved everything about that represented in this series, that yes, there's a stigma around this. It only affects Black people, but no, it's our superpower. And, we're bigger than that. We're greater than whatever this thing is. Absolutely loved it.
Me too. Jay?
Well, first off, thank you for being so transparent, because I did not know that you had that.
I thought you knew, Jay, because I've mentioned it a few times since I started the channel, just randomly in certain videos where I thought it lent to it. I'm sorry, I thought you knew.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I had a really great friend who I went to college with. He had a twin, and they both had sickle cell, and one of them didn't make it. So definitely this touched my heartstrings, you know what I'm saying, as far as the show and how they're touching on this and exactly what you said. But yes, I like how they flipped it. This is not talked about a lot. Like, I don't hear this, sickle cell, talked about in any type of conversation. The conversation's not there, really. Just like, okay, you got it. It is what it is. This has been going on for years. Nobody really talks about it. So for him to bring it to the forefront like this, flip it on his head. The one word that I can say for all five of them is that they were very protective of their family, their friends, and with this sickle cell aspect, this is serious. So I didn't know when I saw Michael's mom go into that, when she was like, that was very traumatic for me. So it was showing the real sides of it. So I'm glad that Rotman put a real aspect of what's really going on with the disease,
Yeah, me too. I want some of the powers. It's TV. I ain't gonna get into them. But it was nice to dream and have a fantasy for a moment. Of
which power would you have though? Which power would you take? You only get two though. That's what I was going to ask.
Well, child, I want Michael's powers. I'm trying to go back and relive and redo some stuff. Rewrite some wrongs up in here. Kay, how did you feel about all this? How did you feel when Taser's mom was trying to get out of it and they shot her down? And because I didn't know at first, as soon as we started and they shot that Black woman down and dragged her, like, as an example, like, try to run away again. This is what's going to happen to all of you. And it was there were a lot of elements in the show that were given plantation. I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish. Let me keep going. But Kay, how did you feel about all of these aspects of the show?
Oh yeah, it was giving very much mutant experimentation vibes, and I was just just from the opening, I was just like, why do they have them here? What's going on with that? And then when you find out that it's the ones who have the sickle cell trait, who's mutated or evolved into these superpowers, and it's something that it hits our community. It's like because it's so prevalent. Everybody knows somebody that has had it. Like all of us have known someone in some capacity who has had it. But like Jay said, why we don't talk about it enough? You know why? Because it's just us. So why would they talk about it in this form? Why would they take it and flip it and say, this is ours? And if you all are not going to, talk about it enough, we're not going to bring an awareness to that. this is a superpower for us, and now we own this, and there's no shame in it, and we can use it to our benefit, and I like that in that aspect, and I really wonder how he came up with that idea. It makes me wonder. Like, I want to go digging into some articles or something to see where
I did. I went to look and try to read up because it felt so personal. I was like, does he maybe carry sickle cell or someone close to him? I couldn't find anything, but with the state of the show, it has to be something personal, because that's, very particular to, like, oh, we're gonna name this particular thing as a superpower, and I loved it. It was great. Let us know, Rahman. Please. But starting with our boy here first, starting with good old Michael. They gave us, you get six episodes, and we're gonna follow one of our main characters with every single one, pretty much. Michael, the average everyday working man, potential husband, and loves his mama. I have a lot to lose, and I love my woman. Now look at here. I want to know what kind of UPS delivery service Michael working for, because Michael was balling. We got a nice new car. I was like, I just knew, me being negative as soon as the show started. I was like, oh, Michael's slinging on the side. Girl, he lying. He get this car. Y'all know how much y'all just got down payment on a home, and we've been saving, and y'all about to get married. He got this ring. Like, nah, he's just, delivering them packages. I was like, all right, they must pay really well over there. I really was trying to figure out. But starting off with Michael, we get a really just position with his life. Like, he's just the regular guy, a good guy, trying to live his best life and marry his longtime girlfriend. And that's all he has ambitions to be. And then once we transition to the powerful Michael and we get away from this, it just slowly becomes like, I cannot wait until we get here. When we have that first episode and we have him go to the future and we see this Michael, I was like, oh, Michael been through some things, okay? Michael look rough. Y'all just sent Michael through the ringer. And we go from him, loving life and I have a lot to lose, to I'm still having those things to lose, but now I have to save my girlfriend who's going to eventually die in these 3 months. And then we find out his powers. We can time travel, we can freeze time, and we can also teleport. Jay, I'm going to come to you first. What did you think about Michael as our main guy?
Michael reminds me of myself, just that average guy, Yeah, I mean, just, I can relate to my people, what I'm saying? My brown brothers out there, what I'm saying? Just a good guy, just trying to live life, love everything, and love everybody, love his mom. I love the relationship he has with his mother. I love the relationship he has with his lady. Yeah, they must be making some money. I need to go South London? I need to go get some money. They money, what I'm saying, with that partial service, what I'm saying? I just don't run into the gangs. I don't want to mess with the gangs. But Michael, absolutely very caring. But when we get to this part right here, it got pretty intense. Yeah. It's like, okay, you're a good guy, but there's a mission. You have to save your woman and you have to save all 4 of these people. If one goes, then it's over. Like, she's going to be unalived, as we say, right? So this is where it intensified for me. I love seeing them in the future. Seeing Sabrina just floating, seeing my man Lamar from BMF, the best villain in BMF, that's Lamar, okay? Yeah. Andre. And I just love seeing them come together. And this was like, hey, find these guys, make sure they're good, let's go. So I was like, all right, let's go. It was very intense. But Mike, he's a great leader to me because he brought everybody together, but he was real timid at first, didn't really know his power. But once he got his power down, it was like, oh, yeah, this guy, I want those powers. I want those.
Yeah. I just kept waiting for the break and the transition, because throughout the whole show, Mike's like, we don't gotta hurt. Like you said, we weren't gonna hurt anybody, Frankie. Like, we gotta hurt nobody together. No, we gotta do that. We was like, I was like, for him to get to where he needs to be in this state, we're gonna have to take somebody out and let this good guy go. And I was like, oh, here we go.
Craze gotta go. Crazy gotta go. Yeah.
Kay, how did you feel about Michael and his girlfriend and his powers and the whole nine?
I really like that he was just the average guy, just the average working man, just trying to make a living, trying to do right by his family, trying to do the right thing with his powers. Like, his first idea that popped in his head was not to go out and commit a crime. It's like, I want to do the right thing. Just a good guy who wants to do the right thing. It's the type of protagonist that we actually like. I rooted for him. So often when I watch things, I don't even like the main character at all, but I liked him. Now his fiance, I wish he would have just, when he said get in the car and just leave. So, everybody got powers, but this might not be your thing. You're the guy in the chair, like they say in Spider-Man. Be that guy. Be the guy in the chair. The guy in the chair don't have to be on the scene. I'll call you. Call me. I'll send you an email. So and stay out of harm's way.
Thank you so much for the 57 people here in this live. Keep engaging, keep hitting that like button, keep running it up so we can get 57 more people here. We love it, we love it, we love it. Ashley, how did you feel about Michael?
Yeah, Miss Dion pissed me off. We're just gonna set that right there. She would not, and it wasn't even just that last part. It was like, girl, he said, "Baby, I got it. Just stay out the way. Just let me. I can't. I gotta find out. Let me investigate." Because this was not her first close call, girl. At this point, you wanted to be unalived. I hate to say it. I hate to be the one to say it, but I'm echoing Kay's sentiment. Girl, get somewhere and sit down. When that man told you to go sit down, go sit down. Okay. Yeah. Not no massage noir or anything like that. I'm just saying, go have a seat, young lady.
No, massage noir me. Baby, you said what? Okay, I'm going. You think about my safety, my baby. Okay, I'm gonna be over there. You let me know when all the guns up, and then I'll come back out and make sure it's okay.
I'm glad somebody said it, because I was like, what are you doing here? Go home, please. You see all the lightning and fire, and like, how are you really going to help here? Please go. Please go.
That pissed me off the way she was taking. So I was like, why is your car even going? Y'all came in that way? You coming? Like it was. I'm like, girl, I was just waiting. Like, okay, it's not if you're going to die, it's when, because you're begging at this point.
Yeah, because the gang almost got her on the street, and then she wouldn't even give Michael the location. He said, "Give me your location. Give me your location." Did she ever?
What?
Girl, okay, she infuriated me. But Michael, I love Michael down bad. You hear me? Michael's big fine. First of all, first and foremost,
I ain't want to be the one to say it. But you said it. Hell, because you open up the gate. I ain't want to be the one.
Wait. Everybody in this show, from the men to the women, everybody was fine and chocolate as hell. Oh my God.
Sabrina, her sister was fine too. Yeah, when they went to the club.
Lord. Did you see that? I was trying to find a video of that so bad so I could lose it.
But Michael, even in the beginning, right? Even when he's delivering that first package and we see Sabrina's sister answer the door and she's shooting her shot because he big fine. No, I'm straight. That's a good man. He learned woman so bad. So yeah, I loved Michael. I agree though with you, Tyra, that he needed to transcend this good guy image much sooner in order for Dion to have been saved. He was taking his time. Don't ask nobody's opinion about what you got to do. Oh, it's just a dream. You don't have no powers. Yes, I know I have powers. I need to find these 4 more people, get to it. But yeah, he was a great guy and a good leader. I can see him being a good people leader by the time season or episode 6 was over. I said, Michael, season 2, he's the one to watch.
I'm telling you, because that first episode, I was like, all right, Michael, we got a whole lot to do for you to transform into the Black Moses. I'm gonna need you to go through some stuff. Come on now. Hurry up. But it was really, really nice. And Dion, when we tell you to go in the house, please go in the house, girl. Lord. Next up, we have Sabrina, hardworking nurse looking to advance in big sister. Can I get a real nurse, please? Shout out to the white older gentleman who was acting like, even though we know what was going on with Sabrina in that episode and how the powers were making her react, but we know patients who act like that in real life, if they see a Black nurse coming in, can I get somebody else? Because she clearly isn't qualified and couldn't possibly know what she's doing to take care of me. Get her out of here and get me a white nurse. What are you doing? How both sisters have poor taste in man. Charlene, sit down somewhere, anywhere. Now, Charlene got on my nerves more than Dion, honestly. Charlene got on my nerves more than Dion. I was with Charlene, her being that ride or die sister, when she said, well, how did he sound on the phone? Well, let's go do a pop-up. I don't do that. I'm not like that. Well, I am. Get in the car. We about to roll out. Oh, here we go. Let's go. Because, Sabrina, you're naive, girl. You're a little gullible. It's okay. We all been there. But I was like, all right, sister, I'm with it. And then it just turned into Charlene just really begging to be put down. I was like, first of all, we have our tasting man, old crazy Craig, 35 years to life Craig. We're entertaining that, and then it's just like at many points in the show, we are going out of our way to put ourselves in intimate danger, and our big sister have to, put her big girl drawers on and come save us. I'm not going with you to the stash house. I'm not going to the weed. No, sit down somewhere. And then I was trying to hold on for Charlene, but when it was said that, Crazy put his hands on you several times and we still waiting around to stick it and move it. Oh no, girl, you gotta go. You have to absolutely get out of my face. Kay, how did you feel about Sabrina as a character? And how did you feel about Charlene?
I'm glad that he kind of threw in there some Black people that have some character and morals, because her first instinct as well was like, I hurt somebody, let me go to the police. Her first instinct wasn't to just go out and hurt people or rob people or steal some things. She was just like, I'm a nurse, my job is dedicated to saving people, I don't want to hurt people. But at the same time, if I end up with telekinesis overnight, I'm showing out. That's just what it is. Like, you was not trying to embrace your powers the way that I feel like you should have been embracing them. Okay. Listen, that's why, they ain't gonna give me no kind of powers, because I'm gonna show out. I'm glad that she was a good person. Her sister was just incredibly annoying. Like, why are you trying to, did her sister even have a job? Did she even work? Like, you leaving to go to work every day, and the only thing she worried about is her, convicted felon boyfriend. What are you doing with your life?
I will say with this, protect, find, provide for my sister. And of course, she wants to progress in the nursing industry. And eventually we see that she does. I really wanted to revel in the idea of Sabrina being that nurse and having her Black experience as a nurse. And I wanted to revel in that more than we did her being big sis and constantly having to cape for Charlene. Even though I got it and we love some good sisterhood, but I can't act like I would have preferred to be somewhere else a couple of times, because we knew, I think it built up the predictability for me, because I was like, eventually you're not going to be there to save her. And I knew they were going to take her. I knew they were going to take her and mistake her for the one with the telekinesis. And I felt like if we would have kept a little bit more distance and let her, first of all, the assault scene, I'm always going to be here for that, because save her. Even the little assault, he was fine. I was like, you too? You with your ponytail, girl. Why? You didn't even have to do all of this. We would have gave it to you. But we could get to that. That was there. And I love those aspects, because I was so glad that they turned that situation on its head, because I was like, all right, she finna go outside with this boy. He finna try to assault her. And the sister, I was like, oh, he got powers. Oh, damn. I was like, oh, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect him to, have the trait as well. So I'm glad that he mixed it up there. But Ashley, how did you feel about Miss Sabrina and Charlene?
I love Sabrina down bad. And when I knew she was my soul sister for real? When she flung that man from North London to South London back, when he cheated on her, when she went to the house and the young lady answered the door, I said, oh, yeah, I like you, Sabrina. You're fun. You know what I mean? We can be simpatico, but I liked it because she was a very caring nurse. She was duty in her role there. Seemingly had integrity, like you said, when she got down with the attacker. Trigger warning, y'all, because there was an attempted, and like you said, Charlene would have gave you the coot nanny, and she just didn't want to do it in the alley, sir.
In the alley, like I'm a lady.
We're taking her back to the house. Charlene would have gave in. As far as Charlene, she was problematic, because I'm not going to the trap house. You're right. We're not gonna go get you the ganja, sis. I'm not riding with you for that. Everything is falling around me. I got these new powers, and you want to go to the club? No, girl. I don't want to put a freakum dress on and go to the club right now.
No, Ashley, put that on, because they put that ish on and it was looking good. Everybody's back was looking tasty as hell. I need to do a push-up or 3. Like, damn, I love the dress. They had on them all-purpose dresses.
They all big fine. I guess my only concern about moving into the next season with Sabrina, I don't want her to have to take the mother role, right? Because even in this, when they were all hurt, I have to be the one to nurse everyone back to health. I'm going to be mothering this group, and I don't know if I necessarily like that. I would like the idea of her having autonomy and, independence. I know that's probably not realistic, but I absolutely love her character down real bad.
I thought Andre was gonna be like, "Hey girl, remember that time I had saved you from walking in the oncoming traffic? What's up, girl? You remember me?" He ain't do that. Jay, how did you feel about Charlene and Sabrina?
Yeah, super fine chocolate beauties. Oh my God. Like, where did y'all find them? I told you I gotta go to South London for real, okay? Because this is going down. But Sabrina, love Sabrina. You know with these characters, that's the predictability, right? You got the two total polar opposites, right? You got the good one, the upstanding one, and then you have the trifling, messy, I'm gonna mess around with this guy that got like we gotta have that because like she has to have a purpose as far as like protecting her family, right? But that little sister, very manipulative. Well, I'm gonna go whether you want me or not. Unless you drive me. Okay, I'll drive you. I'm like, oh, like, typical little sister stuff. But as far as her powers, I love her powers. I love her heart. She has a really good heart. I love the fact that no matter what her sister gets into, which is all the trouble in the world, she is going to save her sister. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
The same way Michael's going to do that for Dion, the same way, Dre's going to do that for AJ, right? All of these people are going to go above and beyond to save their folks. So I like that about Sabrina. Sabrina's dope. And when she finds out she can fly, it's over. It's a wrap. I want those powers. Could I have those powers, please? Yes.
Flashback. She's not. Those not her powers. But as soon as we saw her levitating, I was like, "Oh, girl, you would be a beautiful storm." Like, oh,
yeah, yes. We need a storm, right? Come on.
We do. Like, she looks the part. Come on over here and get old Sabrina to play that part because I love every moment of it. It was giving me X-Men. Taser. Taser is my favorite character.
Mine too.
Taser is my favorite character because I already had my notations of what to expect with everybody else. This is a wild card. He is a hothead. As soon as Michael went back and it was like, you have to get everybody together. If, one of them dies, she dies. I was like, oh, he gonna have hell and high water trying to get this one. When he punched that girl in the street and kicked out,
Whoa.
I said, okay. Taser, irrational, temperamental gang member, abandonment issues, a desire to be top dog. Now, first of all, Taser, your gang ain't like that. They're not like us. They not like that. Y'all still, young boys. He's really trying to pop off and just really be out there moving, reckless and be that guy on the streets. And, you have this advantage because you can, go stealth mode. Everybody else don't have that. So we slowly start to see it affect the team. But what I loved about Taser is like, even though I love that he isn't a good person. Taser is a terrible person. So often you think, if somebody's going to be a hero and they're going to get some powers, we're not going to anoint anybody with powers. That's, going to be a trash. No. This is a murderer, a drug dealer, a gang member, and we have the power to disappear and make ourselves invisible. I love this. It will be completely insane to think that the likes of Taser would go, you know what, I'm going to get these powers and do something positive, change my life for the better, me and my homies. Now, I ain't doing none of that. Now that I'm invisible, we had a diss songs with the gangs, we have retaliation, murder. I'll shoot your mama house up because that's what kind of timing I'm on. Taser's gonna take his frustrations out on whomever, wherever, whenever he feels like it. He's gonna endanger his gang's life, but he's gonna ride for them every time. He is just not a good person, and I like the idea of that. And his arc, or just his story overall, was really, not to say that South London is just full of this is all that they're about, but it was a reflection of a lot of the things that we are seeing now, just the aspects of the social media and the diss songs, and with us losing young people left and right, as if we aren't all young on this panel. With us, using, the 20 somethings and it's diss songs and drill rap, those type of things, and this retaliation and murder over pretty much nothing. So I like the aspects of that, and I just like that he is just completely reckless, and we never know what's going to happen with him. I like that I can't fully go into a season 2 like, you know what, Taser's one of the good guys. We don't know that. We absolutely do not know that, and I'm living for it. Kay, what did you think about Taser?
Okay, he was my favorite too. I know he was a little out in the streets, but I mean, this South London is actually known for a lot of knife violence.
Yeah.
And it's again, this is why the universe not gonna give me no powers, because I'd be very much like anti-hero, villainous side. Okay, that scene where he went invisible and went and shanked the whole crew, I would do some foolishness like that. So I'm like, that's why you can't give everybody powers. That was like it was like I have something over them and I'm going to use it to my advantage. Everybody can't be the good guy. Everybody can't be the good person. And so I'm gonna do what I do to the best of my abilities. And he was using his powers in the most villainous ways, and I was here for it. So, and I mean, he was true to himself. He was like going to work with that knife and invisibility. Like you stay true to your power, Taser. I'm here for it.
It is. I loved it. I enjoyed like Ashley said, I wanted more with the aspect of his mom and her missing. And I'm sure that's something we'll dive into the next season. But I like the entire dynamics of Taser. And yes, Kay, phone check, homie. I would have been over there with you. Ashley?
No, I hated Taser. Taser was my least favorite character of all of them. And here's the thing. I can get down with a brutal person if I can understand motive. But I will say this, as far as the writing, we do need complexity and there needs to be a diverse group. So I can appreciate it for that. But personally, no, I hate Taser down bad. I do not like anything about him. Well, okay, I take that back. I think that he is loyal to the people that he's loyal to, right? Maybe loyal to a fault. And I did appreciate when we got the scene with he and his grandmother, the way he honored her, the way he served her. I thought that was a beautiful moment for him. But no, because he tried to take out Michael. If Michael hadn't rewound time, Michael wouldn't even be here, right? Because but I will say this in terms of, him and his superpower, I do think it's interesting, that you talk about social media, drill music, the lack of value in young Black men's lives, or how it's seen, right, in media. I do think that the gift of invisibility is quite telling, right? Because I think a lot of these young men do feel invisible, right? And so I think that was kind of poetic of the writer, of the creator, to approach Taser's character with that power.
Absolutely. Ashley said no. Jay, how did you feel about our young man, Taylor?
Well, I'm a guy that covers, power and all that good stuff. So when I saw this guy, I immediately, yes, I like the villain side of him, right? So I'm gonna complicate it even more, because there was times that I liked him and I didn't like him. There was times I was like, dude, this dude is terrible. But then I'm just like, yes, he is loyal, stood up for the young guy, fought the other guy, beat him down. All right, he stands up for his crew, and he knows the reality of the situation. While all his boys is like, yeah, we gonna become dealers, and it's like, man, we don't do all of that, man. We gotta take our time, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me go invisible, all right, and let's work this thing out. Let me steal a little package. Let me give it to somebody. Let's see what happens. But when it came down to it, he wanted to shoot a fair one, and he did, and he won for his people, even though young boy got shot. So he has, to me, I saw that he has a potential to really do good and have a good heart. Right. He has a good heart, but it's covered with a whole bunch of garbage and, all that, all the trauma that he's going through. Cause his mom is missing. He doesn't even know that his mom is gone. You know what I mean? Like gone, like out of here. Like he doesn't even know that. So yeah, you mentioned it, abandonment issues and stuff like that. Yeah, he's going through it. So yeah. I like him, but then I don't like him. But I like his power. I want that power too.
Because I loved a whole lot. Then when he stomped that girl out in the street, I was like, bro, I was with the gang. Bro, no, you have to go. You ain't have to go and do that.
You have to
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But you guys are being absolutely amazing in the chat. Y'all keep running it up. Keep on sending those super chats. Let me show y'all some love for that, and we will be right back.
Got a drop on this flex. He from Tennessee. I had a thought. She be with this. Told me where he be, I say for sure. Baby, let me know if you wanna eat. She like, Vaughn, you already know. Just put your girl on fleek. I'm like, cool, I can do that, boo. What you want, some shoes? Jimmy I left. I be speeding, could have been the driver, the way I pushed the whip. You could have been a way you throw a fit. But right back to the script, cause this a major lick. He got bricks, plus his neck and icy, and it matches wrist. Now it's like 6. Told her hit his phone, meet her in the whip, but he ain't go. But he ain't that slow, say meet him at the store. I'm like, cool, let him run his move. Do what he gon' do, cause this the plot. Put him in a pot, let it cook like stew. I grab my Glock, if it do a lot, but it's this you like no, we at the top. Yeah, we lost a lot, but that's just how it go. But check the scope, if y'all lose one more, that's 6 to 24. Let me focus, can't be.
Once again, thank you to the 65 people here in this live. We really, really appreciate it. Keep on running it up, y'all. Bye, Taser. I'm hoping for great things with you in the future. There's potential. Actually, there's something there. But I was with Sabrina when she was like, "Who raised you?" I was like, "Nobody, nobody." Oh, we have Andre. Give his brother a job. Give him a job. Give Andre a job, Lord. Ex-felon father. We are dealing with debt, repeated unemployment, and at risk of losing his son. Now, I have not watched anybody's BMF, but I have heard a lot of things about this man and how he rocks over there. And that could go for Michael, too. I'm not familiar with anybody else from this cast, but I have seen these two in some capacity have their roles here, and they have their regular, the change their whole voice. And you're like, that was, you from over there? I would have never thought you were from, you like that. So I'm sure for a lot of people who are fans of that show, they probably saw him here and was like, wow. Wow, this is really contrast to what we see him in. Well, like we see him in BMF. But give him a job. Give Andre a job. Like, I like the dynamics of Andre. It's very familiar. We made one childhood type of mistake, and we are dealing with the consequences of that for the rest of our life, as well as that old school no snitching situation. But I already knew it was up when we had that first scene with Andre and baby mom put her hand out. Like, I was like, oh, nah, let him see his son. Let the man see his son. But I like that we have fatherly representation here, because we have the contrast of Taser, and Taser is what happens when we don't have nobody, child. That's what happens when we left out there to be abandoned and fend for ourselves. And here we have Andre here, who's really trying to be there to hold on to his son and stray him on the right path. And it just seems like every single obstacle keeps jumping in his way, mainly a job. Now, when them people roll up in there to collect it, I was like, now you can't be shopping on Rodeo and whatnot, and you older people, now look, you gotta get us stuff back. But I just love the dynamic with him and his son, and the compassion of, like, I don't need this phone, I don't need nothing, I don't need y'all taking my father anywhere, like whatever we got to do. But you do feel for Andre, especially if you're a parent, in the light of, I can't feed and provide for my son. What am I supposed to do with that if I'm trying my best every single day to go out there, get a job, be vulnerable, tell this black man at this 5 and below interpretation store my whole trials and tribulations story, and you still ain't give me the job? Jay, how did you feel about Andre?
5 below. I love their relationship. This man is trying. And this is typical, right? This is a typical guy that made some mistakes, as you mentioned, but now he's really, really trying to stay on a straight and narrow. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard for him. I don't have a son in it like that, but I can relate, because I know I have boys who have gone through this. I'll say it like that. And it's hard for brothers out here just trying to catch a break, and they never catch a break, and try to raise a son, and try to work with the mother of the child. So all those different dynamics is very complex and very hard to go through. But he is trying his best not to knock people out with these powers. Because when they ran up in the spot, I felt like, yo, y'all need to get out my house too. What y'all doing in this house? Listen, step outside, man. I'll pay you the money. Just relax. Like, so I kind of felt him, related to him. I wanted more for him. But now with this power, he has to be careful, because he could end up back in wherever, but still with those superpowers, how they really gonna hold him? So he was going through it, but the super strength, I want that power too. I keep saying that with each and every one of them. But
everybody's power, Jay.
I want it all. I want to be like Craze, because Craze can we'll talk about Craze.
Oh Lord. But we have that not even just the aspect of him losing his son, but we see as he gets closer to doing nefarious things to get money. I was like, look at here, Andre, we gonna go and do all this to grab and say, you might as well hit another ATM. Just hit it real quick.
Yeah.
We risking everything anyway. But I did enjoy him maybe being coerced to join the other side, and we're really getting into the way that some people can play on your circumstances and get you to try to turn against your own. Like I did enjoy the aspects of that, because that's something that I didn't see coming. And Ashley, how did you feel about that safe being empty, girl? It was empty. She was giving bodies. That $12, that money from Franklin. Nothing.
It made me think of Barbershop when they stole that ATM machine and couldn't get into it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it gave, for me. But Andre, I really enjoyed his portrayal in this role, especially in comparison to the psychopath Lamar that we know him as from BMF, because baby, when I tell you that ain't nothing nice, Lamar was nothing nice. So this was the stark contrast, the complete opposite of that character. So I loved seeing his range in this. Listen, ain't no reason for you to be broke, sir. I said, you done got the ATM. Why are you still broke? How much money was in it? Was it not enough, sir? Like he should never be broke with super strength. Go run into a contest. You know what I'm saying? They have truck contests. They do all the things to win money. Anyway, but I get it. I also can empathize with this situation. The baby mama did seem a bit problematic. And I get it. It's hard out here. But if you have a man who's wanting to have a relationship with his son and he has a good heart and character and your son won't be harmed, what's the harm in letting your baby go? I also liked the aspect of him trying to protect his son from the element that took him under. You know what I'm saying? I loved that as well. I will say, like you, the twist with them recruiting him, offering him the stability. Okay, you're going to have this salary every year. It's guaranteed. You're going to be set. It was everything that he felt like he needed to be able to provide a life for his child. Yet he'd have to turn on those people, right, that are exactly like him. I love the poetry of that as well. Again, great job with this. But yeah.
Not even that, but while we over there trying to be joining the squad, and our son is slipping through our fingers. We had to do all of that to you get that safe and use our powers. We in here sleeping, and a little baby outside thinking he'd been abandoned. And I was like, child, please open the door for that boy. It don't take much for him to feel like you forgot. It don't take much. We going to the movies. I'm getting in the car. You ain't never been. Oh, please. He ain't open the door. But he, at this point, we're pretty much leaving off with him having no idea of what's going on with his son. But Kay, how did you feel about Andre Lamar?
I'm with Ashley. I was like, boy, if you don't go over there and join a MMA fight or something with this extra super strength.
No, Kay, legit. With the best friend who was, helping him with the job and everything, when he came with, I have something, like, okay, I thought he was going to say something about some underground fight. He was like, no, these drugs. I was like, you too? Go ahead, Kay.
Exactly. Go do something. Wrestling, WWE, they still alive. Let's go and get them wrestling checks. I'm like, what happened to that? Why are we not using our ability? Be in the Olympics. Go to the Olympic trials. Can we do something with our strength? This is why I can't have powers, because y'all not using them right. You're not using them right. And he should have known them people that's just like, oh, we'll give you a little money if you do this, and we're gonna protect. The first time they would have let me out of that little building or whatever, and I had some freedom, I'm running. Because what y'all gonna do to me now? I'm free. Grab your son and go somewhere else. And you playing along like they really care about you. Sir, get out of there and run. Be smart about it.
I would ran just off of them little slavery undertones alone, because as soon as they put the camera on that whip across his back, I was like, okay. You better get up out of here. It's giving Massa. Get on up out of here. But
he powers.
He's trying to keep his head above water and making away what he can for his son, who over there slinging on the block anyway. I also love the aspect of the show where everybody was this close and they were just missing each other. I was like, oh, they right. If you could just turn around. If you just look to the left, you would see. If you had just saved that number in your phone, Michael, we could have had a head start in saving Dion. Like it was so many moments of them being really, really close. But yeah, you do better, Andre. I promise. There's other jobs out there that you can use this super strength for, other than going to steal some empty safes. Like, why? How we got Rodney? He does not look like a Rodney. This Rodney. Oh, I just can't hear Rodney and I think about baby boy. I'm sorry. Rodney is out here selling weed. Rodney is about self-preservation, has a trash mother with trash bangs, and only has care for his long life best friends. Rodney said, but I got that loud, though. I'm selling that loud. You like, I love the aspect of Rodney literally having super speed. You have the ability to heal, yet we want to use these powers to be the super weed salesman. It's like, really? Like, I could get with Taser's mental state, or even Michael's mental state of, I really don't even want these powers. I just want to live my regular life. But he and Andre, Sabrina and her fear, this one here, like, you want to, if I don't give it to you in 5 minutes, it's free. Like, you want to use this to be a Domino's weed man? Like, if I don't get the pizza to you in under 30 minutes, the pizza is free. But I did enjoy Rodney and him kind of coming around. We all, have Michael going to everyone trying to plead his case. Rodney is first, and it's just like, you know what? I'm not interested. I'm about myself and what I'm trying to do. And of course, we eventually see that he's trying to get back to his mom. Like, where y'all getting these mamas from? She's terrible, terrible mother. And it's just like, but now that someone I love is at risk, I'm kind of seeing things from your viewpoint. Now he has stakes in it. Kay, how did you feel about Rodney?
There's always that one random person that's there and you're just wondering why. He was giving, why are you here? I need you to serve a purpose. You just like the random, where did you come from? How are we going to connect you to everything? How we going to wrap this up? So he was a little, he was the one that annoyed me the most out of the group. But I think he can prove himself useful. I need him to use his powers for good, actually. And not for idiotic reasons. He wasn't even using them for basic survival. Like, you just doing dumb stuff. So I need him to get it all the way together and stop being so annoying. Like, you're fat. How can we use fast and be productive other than this?
Okay, I thought Rodney was like a comic, relief type kid. I was getting, even though he has, some deep trauma of his own from his family, and we get to see why he is about himself eventually when we meet his mother. But I thought Rodney was a little funny. I did. Like, it wasn't supposed to be funny, but when I was like, boy, if you don't stop, drop, and roll, you just gonna. He
was just laying there. Don't I get taught that in London? Like, stop, roll over, roll.
Those things, weren't meant to be funny, but I got a lot of comedy. He seems like a character that hopefully if we get more of the show, he'll have a whole lot of growth for me. Jay, how did you feel about Rodney?
Hey, I like Rodney, yo. He's the little quirky guy that's like, as Kay, I agree with you, Kay. Totally misguided. Don't know what to do with your powers. You just doing nonsense, right? Just but I can agree with what he did, okay? Let me just say what I can agree with. Because if I was a kid and I can go really, really fast, because when you're a kid, if I can go really fast, I would go around the room over and over and over just like that and then bump my head just like he did. But then we found out that he has healing powers, which is great. I like him. I was like, yeah, you just need a little bit of guidance, bro. That's all. We just need to get you in this direction to do something positive with your powers. But I was also sad for him because that mother with the racist stepfather, I was like, bro, we gonna get you together, bro. I understand now why you so misguided, why you trying to do all this and that and running around, because your people don't like you, man. Not even your own mother love you, yo. That's the worst feeling in the world, when your peoples don't love you like that and they just kind of like throw you away. Why did you take her instead of me? I got a job, I could get money. I can live here in the room, like, come on. Well, he don't like you and I love him more than you. I'm like, oh man, super sad. So I'm rooting for Rodney. I want Rodney to win. Yeah. I want him to win now because his mama is trash. Period.
She one of them Power Universe mothers. Ashley.
Yeah, when we go to the future, he has a look of determination on his face. And so it makes me feel like he gets some growth and some depth as he matures. And so I'm going to hope that for him. Girl, but he's hilarious with his Cali Kush. He tried to sell it to everybody. He's the consummate salesman. Like, how you can't like him. But honestly, I did feel really ambiguous about him. Like, I didn't like him and I didn't hate him. It was just like, okay, guy, like what? But I think he will come in handy. I was with you, fool. If you don't stop, drop, and roll, we learned that in the first grade kindergarten. Stop, drop, and roll. I said he's just gonna burn up until Sabrina finds some time to pat him down.
And
oh my god! But I will say, of all of the powers, his looks the dopest from their shots or whatever, from the cinematography of him running around London. I think it looks so awesome. I was like, yeah. But yeah, and his mom was absolutely trash. And that's got to be something that weighs on him heavily. And then when the friend gets the brakes beat off of him, that really traumatized him as well. And I think we finally saw more of his heart. You know what I mean? But yeah, I hope for him in season 2 that he's more developed as a person by then.
Yeah. I see somebody in the chat say that he was hard to understand. I saw that a lot with some comments when I was discussing the show, and it was like, oh, I didn't finish it. I just couldn't understand what anybody was saying, so I didn't give it the time of day. Did anybody here on the panel have a hard time understanding what they were saying?
Subtitles
so y'all don't watch
work.
with subtitles.
Subtitles work. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. We're on the same page, Kay. Throw in the subtitles to just read it. He's like,
yeah, I watch a ton of African shows and a ton of English shows, so I think I'm used to it by now.
Yeah, me too. I missed the this baby here. I was like, all right, let me cut the titles on for Rodney because I don't know what Rodney said. I didn't hear him in that scene, but everybody else, I thought it was pretty clear. So when I saw that, I was like, y'all could cut the subtitles on. You know, the subtitles work on Netflix, right? Old Crazy K, because that's what I got. As soon as they said it, my mind flashed back to Tales from the Hood. It's Crazy K, Crazy K, and is too good of a villain and too much of an asset to kill off. Power emulation by touch. Now look at here. That was one of the things I was like, because I had my thoughts of maybe he's, a soup too, or what. I was like, And then when he was, I was like, oh, but I love that I didn't know for sure because he was just really low key giving, that lucky thug that caught a break and got out of jail and he's ready to wreak havoc on the community. And then I love that dynamic that he has with Taser, that back and forth. That was the top boy element over there. Them and that element, but it was I enjoyed him. First of all, he's fine. He's fine. This is
I didn't want to say that either, but since you threw it out there.
Everybody's fine, but I was like, boy, look at your chocolate so fine. He's another awful character. But he's very likable in his own way for a story standpoint. You just never know what he's going to do. Him being 5 or 6 places ahead, like you're not knowing what to expect. And then outside of just the villainy and the powers, he has his own foundation with Taser, and Taser kind of coming up under him and learning from him. And it's the kind of, I'm outgrowing you, I'm becoming you. And yeah, both of us can't exist in his place. I like that aspect. But in the end, of course, we have, which was the last episode was my favorite. The last episode was my favorite. The good old standoff when we have him, the good fake out. And I was like, no, he just waiting to use your super speed, baby. Don't do it. Don't go there. He was just waiting like you. Once we found out that he could touch and have anybody's power, I was like, oh, he's going to be here like the entire time. Because why would we ever lose that? So when we, in a sense, kind of kill him off in the end, I was like, can't be. Can't be. This is, if he ever got his hands on Michael's power, that would be crazy. So I would hope that they didn't kill him off. But Jay, I'm going to come to you first. What did you think about Crazy?
As a villain, I like this guy, man. This guy, he was so okay. Number one, he's top boy, right? He's on the scene. What you say, boy? Pow, pow. Like, he's running the show, right? You could tell he's the dude. He's the man. I did not know he had powers. And that, as you said, T, like that was the greatest surprise. But automatically, once we found out, Rogue came to my head. Rogue, right? Just take the power, boom, boom. And man, he was just very menacing. More so once he showed his powers. I was like, yeah, let's go. He's a formidable enemy, as they say, right? So yeah, I was looking forward. Yes, that last episode was my favorite too. And he's evil, man. I mean, you ain't have to go and get Michael's girlfriend. You ain't have to do that just because you heard her. You ain't have to do that, man. You terrible, bro. You terrible. But I guess that's the only way that this had to go down, even though my man Mike went, in the past. And I like how he he was going to take out all of us. But once he got BD's power, oh my God. That's the special effects choreography of that was amazing. I was like, wow, just slice everybody up. So yes, I like Craze. If anybody, I want his power to absorb everybody else's power. Yes, let's go with Craze.
You want everybody's power, Jay. You can't have all of them. I love the chat. Somebody said it's a superpower Nino Brown. Absolutely. Absolutely, all that. Ditto. Ashley, what did you think about Crazy?
Yeah, Crazy was a great villain, and I too did not have any idea that he had powers, especially when he got into it with Charlene, right? Because he kind of hemped her up, but he didn't do probably what he could have done to her in that moment. So they really did a great job of guising, his powers. The super shank, I couldn't handle it. It was too much. I said, why you gotta go at him like that? Like it was, yeah.
Jailhouse shank.
Child, I said, Lord have mercy. And then the fact that Michael couldn't rewind a second time, like, listen, I already rewound this. Girl, go home. But no, I liked the dynamic of Crazy. We need him. Maybe I don't know, because the shot rang out. But like you said, he's too good of a villain to erase immediately. Maybe there's some sort of mind meld they can do or whatever. But yeah, we can't get rid of him, because we need someone like him on the other side. You know what I'm saying? But him leading the Dark Avengers, he was great at it. He was great at it.
He was not even just a great villain. He has a great power. Why would you kill? If we holding Lil Mama captive because she has the ability to heal, we have no intentions of letting certain people go. It's not like he got some sad power. This is not, The Boys, where he's firecracker and he snapped them little pinkies together. Like, oh, look at the little spark. No, he has a really dope power. That's an asset to, even though it's bad, that's an asset to the people he's working for. Kay, what did you think about Crazy?
I mean, I was ready for the violence to turn up. I needed that part. I actually do like when he actually showed out on all of them. I mean, It was brutal, but that's what we expect for somebody that's like a super villain. We don't expect him to go easy on anybody. So I'm glad that he showed his true colors, which allowed me to not feel bad for him when they took him out at the end. So I'm just like, you know what? I know what you're capable of. So we really don't need you out here in these streets, because you something serious. But I love the turn up at the end on all of them when they were actually trying to push their powers to the limit to see. Mm-hmm. And all they were doing was displaying for him, okay, I see what all you all possess. Let me get a little piece of that.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I just love the dynamic of them recruiting somebody like a Crazy or trying to recruit. It's all circumstantial. They can recruit him. They can never, recruit somebody like Michael. It's all based on your background, where you came from. We got you out of jail. Like, we could have left you there. We could have left you in jail. We got you out to serve this purpose. Like, yeah, we would go for somebody like Crazy, because he's going to be the one to, hey, I come from this type of background. I've been through these things. This is how I move in the streets. Of course, I don't mind. Girl, I go collect. How many people you want me to bring back? Of course, I'll do it. It don't matter. Like, but yeah, for the sake of the show and how much I think we all enjoyed him, I'm hoping that it was a little fake out moment and they just, put him to sleep or something to bring him back later to give him another go at it. Because why would we, get rid of somebody who has these type of capabilities? All right, go in the house, as Prim's Hood Cinema would say, go in the house. We pretty much end. We pretty much end off the show with, Miss Charlene over here. I'm tired of people hitting me up, put hands on me, but I'm going outside. I was like, girl, to do what? Even if he wasn't to do what? Like just putting yourself in imminent danger constantly, vice versa, putting your sister in danger because she has to constantly rescue you. This one couldn't stay in the house and sit down anywhere, so she got snatched up by the people. Not only for that reason because she was all out and about, but they assumed from the surveillance footage that she was the sister with the powers. Now, with the way that the sickle cell trait is working within the show, I'm feeling like the sister might have some powers on the back end, and they might just be dormant. I think I feel it. I feel it in my spirit. I feel like Charlene got something over there in her pocket. Now, as far as Miss Dion, Dion wanted to be. She wanted. I want to help. I want to do something. I want to do something. Oh, girl, I was with Dion. You know, her man being honest, but of course we felt for him. Girl, how am I supposed to tell you I'm trying to save you because you're gonna die in 3 months? That's a hard burden on my heart. I'm not trying to lie to you, but this is what the circumstances are. Once we have things really start to pop off and we have Dion repeatedly keep putting herself in danger, whether it's the bigger danger like the last episode or even the smaller moments of her going to the, local Jamaican spot by herself at night, like, ma'am, can you please? can you please? I can't say that I was just like, oh, not these two. It was more like if you had did what we had told you to do, we wouldn't have to be here. Kay, how did you feel about the way that these two ladies ended up in the series?
I need everybody to know the rules of survival, okay? These are just certain genre rules. Superhero, sci-fi, horror movies, one of the survival rules is do not be a hero, okay? Anybody who wants to step out there knowing they don't have the capabilities, for one, you don't even have the capabilities, you don't have the survival skills, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the leadership. And the main ones want to be, I want to help people. I want to say, do not be a hero. We are not Captain Save-A-Ho here. Go and sit down somewhere. This is how you end up unalived. We don't need but one hero. Everybody can't save everybody. Some of us have to be the guy in the chair. Some of us just need to sit their ass down. It's okay. It's okay to not do something sometimes and just have a seat, because all of that y'all are getting in the way of the actual heroes. Y'all making their job harder.
Michael was distracted. Let me make sure my baby okay. You okay? If you would have just left, this would have been okay. I do like the aspects of the situation with Michael. I love that Spud mentions the butterfly effect. A trash Ashton Kutcher movie, but it's one of my guilty pleasure movies. Of just going back and trying to save someone, and every time you go, you change the circumstance, but the outcome is. I think it lends itself to future situations of. I went back and I did this, but it changed this. Like, it just shows that in some type of scenario, Dion is going to die. You can't save one and not save the other, or vice versa. I do like that aspect of Dion, but Dion needed to go inside the house. Ashley?
Yeah, just girl, just stay. That's a good man, Savannah. Listen, he said, I got you the house, I got you the car, I got you this ring. Now let me just let you keep your life, baby. I got this, baby girl. And I know you Captain Save America. You are a social worker, caseworker, whatever. It's your life's work to help people. I needed her maybe to focus her energy on helping baby girl get free with the beautiful gift of healing. I thought that was so special. I wanted to see baby girl up out of there by the end of this season, but hopefully next season we will see a mass exodus. Give us free, okay? And I want everybody out of that facility. But as far as Dion, yeah, she went out bad and she didn't have to. I think if she could have stayed in the house, they possibly could have changed it. I do. She was just wrong place, wrong time every single time. And the fact that she had 3-4 close calls even before that night just tells me, girl. And then as far as Charlene, it's problematic if she gets powers. Okay. She is going to be the biggest dope dealer in the city, potentially. I don't know. She'll just be wilding.
I might like her then maybe I like her a little bit more.
It's going to be, irrational. You remember on Black Lightning when China McClain, when she first got them powers, and it was just like, girl, can you play? Like, it's going to be a whole lot of that. Jay, how did you feel for these two ladies?
Yeah, just go sat down, man. Just go sat down, Dion. But you know what? Again, I'm a Marvel head, right? So this made me think, as far as the outcome of Dion, of Doctor Strange and Infinity, right? Infinity War, right? and he's trying to get all of these different scenarios, right? That's only going to lead to one. And yeah, boy, he only had 2 chances. It really had 1 chance to save her. And it was just like, man, she had to go, period. You know, even though the future self was like, bro, you got to save her, and this is how you're going to save her. No, she had to go in order for him to become this mega braided, bearded superhero that he is. As far as ladies,
events.
Right, exactly. The butterfly effect and all of this and that, we already know. But man, I wanted all of them to go home. Just go sit down. But there would be no story if they didn't go home, right? We wouldn't have a good story. Rodman know what he was doing.
But no, Jay, I would have been, we could have, because the people were real when sis, well, I ain't gonna say sis because that wasn't a sis. When the white woman said, or the white man, go to the house, I need them collected today. Go ramp through that. If she would have just got kidnapped, my sister had told me to stay in the house. I was just in here cooking and they came in here and took me to stay.
Boring. No, I want them to be outside. I want them to be outside. I want them to be in danger so we could try to save them. Then we don't get to them in time and then they get locked up. You gotta have that tussle. If I'm in the house, it's like, oh, okay, you just got me. I was home cooking some ribs and stuff.
And that would have been a miracle for her. When was she trying to stay in the house the whole 6 episodes? Never.
That's her
she could have been in there the one time. I decided to listen to my sister.
She has the power to annoy all of us. That's her power. Her power is to annoy us.
You were gonna leave me, and you were girl. I yelled at my TV. Grow up.
Yes. I said the same thing. Come on, man.
I love it because it is very realistic. You know, she's very little baby sister, and Sabrina is very realistic. Like, I know my sister is my sister, but that's my sister. I'm going to protect her at all costs, even though she is doing the freaking most. Now, lastly, here we have the source. This was one of the more weaker elements for me in the show. I really like when we get into like, the people up top. First of all, okay, so the portal takes the people where? Because it seems like the portal takes you to the facility, but it's like the facility is a couple paces away downstairs. So I was like, if we're here, why maybe the portal takes them somewhere else special. But it just looks to me like the portal was used to get the people into the facility. And I was like, the facility right there. If they ain't know, y'all ain't got no, when you had those Dr. Evil drop, like, if I push this button in my secret desk, everybody just go, what? Because I thought the whole little mirage of the place that they're keeping people, this empty abandoned building that's disguised to be just that. But this is actually the place where we're doing all of these experiments. And it's also the stomping ground for the most nefarious things going on in the city. I just thought they had, some booby trap. I thought it was going to be like, we're trapped and we can't get out. It was like, no, we still have to take y'all through this portal. But that's neither here nor there. No, okay, maybe the portal goes somewhere else I don't know about. But I know the portal can be open to go pretty much anywhere from what it seems like. But theirs in particular is to get these people back to this facility. Okay, I don't know. We'll see next season. But the you never trust a white lady in a black shirt with a bob. I already knew what she was here for. I already knew what she was here for, and the whole, Supacell dedicated building where we're here for you and your health and your mom, and it's only for one fee of $19.99. You can have. And I was like, okay, well, girl, we already know what you up to. So I wasn't like, oh my gosh, she's a part of this. In the end, I already kind of low key expected her to be there when we got this gentleman here who didn't amount to a whole lot. I want my people at the top to be like moo ha 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 evil, and I felt more moo ha 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 coming off of Crazy than anybody else, and I wanted this off of them too. So it was one of the more weaker points in the show, not just for that purpose, but just because we kept hearing, well, we're getting data, we're collecting, we click, we caught you on that. How much y'all need? What are we waiting for? Let the happening happen. But Kay, I'm going to come to you first. How did you feel about the people up top?
I mean, when they don't want to let everybody know that they're that evil. Like, think about it, Stranger Things. Did he really want Elle to think he was an evil man? I'm trying to help you all. Y'all are my children and whatnot. In their mind, it's like, I'm here to help everybody. I don't want anybody to think I'm a bad person. So they have to give that persona. It's like, I'm here for you if you just do what I say. And it's that covert evil. but very, very evil, all still in the same manner. Because I mean, how you think you're doing something to help people, keeping them in like cells and cages and lockdown and stuff?
Ashley?
What they say, a gilded cage is still a cage, right? Even though they may have their little creature comforts, you still have these people enslaved and imprisoned. But again, this was one of my criticisms, right? I wanted to know more about this place. Who really are these people and what are their true motives? The only thing I can really glean from it is that it's either in the future, it transports them to another plane. I don't think it's where they are present day, which is the use for the portal, or is it another dimension? I don't know if they're getting that deep with this. But as far as their purposes, I was like, okay, they're definitely going to be harvesting these people, right? And probably either trying to give this to another demographic of people, right? So that we're not the only ones with it. But again, that was just left to the imagination, and that could be genius or that could be a hole. I guess we'll see if we get a season 2. And I was a little bit disappointed in the villainy of these two. And just because I have seen the man in several other shows, Ray Donovan, I've seen him in other works where he gives diabolical. And so seeing him like this, I'm like, oh, he's pretty vanilla. It's pretty calm. Yeah. Like I expect, something else. But again, it could be like Kay said, they're going to put this facade on, right, to make people think whatever. But I would have liked to see the darker side of them. I want to see all of it. I want to see at least a glimpse, if not all, into their what's your ultimate plan and motive with this?
Yeah. I think it's what you said, because that's what I thought, like, oh, we're trying to source, because we see them constantly, even if with the mother dying, we're taking blood, we're going to try to somehow transfer this to ourselves. Like, we love it, but we need this. We don't want y'all to be the only ones with it. But I'm like, if we could have alluded to that a little bit more, or just punched up their entire purpose, because it was just a lot of watching and a lot of chatter and a lot of taking data. And it's just like, well, they're going to be a major role in the show, or even just a session with them in the ops, like a meeting, a round table, real, villainous, like real stereotypical, but still that big old Homelander table. Like, so this is what we're going to be doing, like something, but we just didn't, we didn't go that far, but hopefully we get more of that into season 2. And pretty much speaking of season 2, finishing it off here, I hope that we get a season 2 first. Like, let's start there, because you know how it goes. I hope we get a season 2, and I hope we get more episodes. I hope that we expand the world a little bit more in the universe and give us a little bit more information. I hope all of the I guess the minor issues I had with the show are tweaked a little bit, which weren't much. It doesn't take much. And I hope this story continues to develop into something interesting enough and getting enough engagement to that, this is something. Well, we need a show, okay? We need a show. We need something that is just like, oh, I'm waiting on, the 4th season of Supacell. We need a show. Kay, what are you looking forward to for season 2?
I'm ready for Michael to turn up. Turn all the way up. You have a reason now, okay? Dion's little aggravating self is gone. So I need you to show up and show all the way out. I need them to go and get everybody that's in the facility and go and get them out of the facility, or at least need to see them try to do this. I would like to see, Taser make his exit from the gang life, because we need you to save some other people instead. Okay, I know you like to slice and dice people, but let's slice and dice the right ones. Okay, you can still do that. You can still do it, but we just gonna change who you doing it to.
Ashley?
Yeah, I want to see a lot. Okay, I want to see Michael with another love interest. Eventually. I do. I want, another superhero, because that was another fact that we didn't really delve into much, that there are all of these rogue people with superpowers that haven't claimed either side, right? What's so special about these 5? I would want to know that. What's their connection? Why is this group the key to the future, whatever that looks like. And I want to see Sabrina come fully into her own. I want everyone to really embrace their powers, and I want them to be heck on a vendetta tour next season. I want them to get it together, and I want a mass exodus. I want us free.
I think that'll be the because we need Michael to go through his Moses got to go through the transformation to be Moses and set the people free. So he had to go through his little Dion had to go. Dion had to go, and now that we're there, but the show does make it seem like it's just some mass anomaly. Like, how did they find each other? And finding like people is how they activate their powers even more. So what made them so special that they could find each other, Michael and because I'm like, if these are, I'm just really interested to discover, like, if these are Michael's powers, like, what else can everybody else do? Because we see it goes from big to small as far as what everybody can do. But yes, I think that'll be the end game of the show. Michael giving us free. So I think we ain't gonna give us free for a while, Ashley.
But you're right. To echo your point again, though, Tyra, it's so important that if you guys are patronizing and watching these shows, that you talk about them and that you leave reviews, because we need representation in so many. We talk about it every week we get on here. The beauty of representation, right, in the shows that we watch and how we crave it, and we need us to tell different stories about us. We are not monolithic. And I think this was a perfect example of that. We can be superheroes too.
It was. Now, ladies, I'm going to go to y'all real quick to tell the people what you have coming up and where you can go to find you, because we're going to be here again tomorrow. So y'all go see us, ooh, child, y'all going to see us Wednesday. We could really low-key tell y'all bye. But we're going to do that. We're going to be professional. Okay, I'm going to come to you first to tell the people what you have coming up tomorrow, wink, wink, and where they could go to find you. Go ahead, Kay. It's muted, Kay. There you go.
There we go. I always talk too much. Y'all already know we're talking Interview with the Vampire. Every Tuesday we have been live on my channel. I have a couple reaction videos of me and my podcast co-host watching the episodes and reacting in real time. I dropped a review for The Watchers and Tarot. I have some throwback horror movies if you want to watch something in the horror genre, superhero genre. We're talking The Boys. I'm going live in a few minutes to talk about House of Dragon, horror people, sci-fi people. Y'all just go ahead and hit that subscribe button and support this show. I need you all to tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend.
Now you muted, Tyra.
And tell another friend to watch the show on Netflix. I was trying to be quiet for Kay. Ashley, let the people know what's going on and where they need to come to get your sweet perspective.
Okay, girl, come on over to the channel, honey. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because I'm always producing, okay? But tonight, right after this at 9:15, we have House of the Dragon. Tomorrow, you already know, it's cosplay time. Interview with the Vampire, the season finale. Can y'all believe it's over? And then on Wednesday, we are back to talk The Bear, season 3. And y'all, there's a plethora of other things. Be waiting or watching for my Young, Wild, Free, a BET Plus movie that I watched over the weekend. My review will drop either tonight or tomorrow morning. So just hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And thank y'all for watching and being so live in the chat. We appreciate you.
Yes, we do. I'm hoping that this is a show that's kind of like a slow, and then by the time season 2 rolls around, hopefully everybody will, our shows normally, due to budgetary reasons, have to grow word of mouth. So y'all tell a friend and tell a friend about this show. Once again, y'all make sure you're here tomorrow. 6 o'clock, same time you were here for this, 6 o'clock CST time. Get over here for Interview with the Vampire, the finale. I don't even care if you don't watch the show. The lives are entertaining enough, child. You don't even have to watch the show. You're just going to be there and be entertained by us and the rest of our panelists. Please be there to support us on that day. Even if you're just there, you let it play in the background, child. We're trying to get 1,000 people in the house. We're trying to put all your devices, just stress them out on the table and play and support us, y'all. We really are trying to not only want you guys to support us, but us supporting each other in our growth in our YouTube journey. So we would appreciate it if y'all could help us in that. Head on over there to Ashley and Kay's situation and get in on some of that House of Dragon. And we will definitely see you guys tomorrow. Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Commissioner!